Hi, welcome to our lesson for today. We are looking at systems technology and we are focusing on making buying decisions. Now that we are able to at least identify a few hardware and softwares, now we are able to make this decision because of we know now what is it that we are actually looking at and what is it that it's going to provide for us after we have bought this device. Now, whenever we talk of buying a computer, it doesn't really mean that you're buying this device to keep for life. We know that computers have got a lifespan. So that is why it's very important before you even buy this computer, you make this decision based on good and understanding of the hardware as well as software. Now, you cannot just want to buy any hardware. You want to buy the best hardware and the hardware that is going to provide all the needs that you would obviously need in order to achieve your goals. Now, whenever you make these decisions, right, you need to think of how is it that this computer is going to help you? How is it that is going to benefit you in terms of having this device? Now, after you've made a decision that you need to buy a computer for specific purposes, it's important to know. Now, this is what we normally experience whenever you have to buy a computer. You get this advertisement that you really don't know what they mean, and they're showing you all of these devices that come with the computer and all of the software and everything that is just a lot for you to take in, or a lot that you can't really make sense of. But now we're going to try and look at it, and you're going to focus on the most important items in that advertisement so that you can be able to make your buying decision. Right, now firstly you need to interpret your advertisement. Now, how do you get the ability to interpret? Now, when you interpret, you obviously need to read each item and be able to understand what it means or what it provides. And then secondly, you make your judgment. Now, when you make your judgment, you judge the quality of that device as well as the usefulness of that device or software. Now, is it going to be useful for you to have it, or it's just an extra? So those are the things that you really need to focus on. So let's look at this advertisement here that obviously they're trying to sell a computer, and they've listed all these things that come with this computer. But now, obviously, when you start to look at this, you'd obviously note some things that maybe you don't know, some things that you don't really know whether they make sense, you need them or you don't need them. Right, so the first thing that you need to think of to be able to make this good buying decision, you need to know what the advert is actually telling you in terms of computer specifications. Now, when you talk of specifications, we talk of the sizes of a computer. Now, there's a few things that you really need to focus on and be able to explain whenever you see or you see them in an advertisement. Now, whenever you make your buying decision, you have to identify your hardware and the software, and then you ask yourself, is it providing, which is very important, all the equipments that you need as well as the size. Now, as much as it can be cheap, or maybe you think it's expensive, if it is providing everything that you need, maybe you might consider buying it. But the minute it's not providing the equipment that you need, or even the size of the equipment that you need, then you will have your doubts. And then another question, is it within your budget? Now, are you willing to spend 6,000 Rand if this computer is worth 6,000 Rand? So you have to ask yourself, am I going to be able to afford? All right. Then another question is, does the computer have enough ports or adapter cards? Now, this would obviously be depending on your needs. What is it that you want to use this computer for? Do you need about 6 USB ports because you'll be connecting all of these devices, or do you just need 2 USB ports? Right. Then another question, will it do what you need it to do? Is it going to do what you need it to do? If it's not, then it's not worth considering. And then another question, will you be able to install software that you need if it doesn't come with it? let's say maybe you want specific application software and this computer does not come with that software. Will you be able to buy that software and install it onto that operating system if it does come with an operating system? And then, does it have any communication devices? Now, this would obviously depend again on in terms of your needs. Let's say maybe you want to have a lot of video conferencing, or you want to do a lot of Skyping. Now, does your laptop, if you're buying this laptop, or does this computer come with a webcam? Now, obviously, you'd need a webcam in order for you to have your video conferencing or your Skype. So, does this come with a communication device that will help you get whatever that you want to use it for? All right, now these are some of the things that you need to consider, but now we'll discuss the advert and in terms of how you make a decision in terms of all that information that we saw. How do you interpret this advert in terms of breaking down into detail each item on the advert in the next presentation. And that is it for our lesson, and thank you.